action.
That is right, Liz and Mark. It is another case of alleged squatting in Chicago, but this one is unique. The alleged squatters moved next to State Representative Marcus Evans' home. He said they picked the wrong block, and his community will not stand for this.
I knew it was a problem, but to watch it up close, right on my own block, right here in Avalon Park, has been it's been wild.
Illinois State Representative Marcus Evans is getting a front row seat to what some are calling a crisis in Illinois. Earlier this week, alleged squatters moved into his next door neighbor's home. He says the whole block is outraged.
Surprised us all to take over these folks' property. Squatting, it shouldn't be allowed.
The real property owners, Linda Gomez and Rodrigo Leva, say they recently put this house on the market. When they came to check on it this week, they say the locks had been changed and a family they've never seen before moved inside.
They open and say, hey, this is my house. I say, no, excuse me, that's my house.
The couple
Oh, wow. That's bold and audacious. Not only did they move into these people's house, because, see, this is becoming more rampant in a lot of different states, especially these states where they have laws where it's so broad, where it's just if somebody has lived in a certain place for a certain amount of time, you have to evict them. Even if they illegally entered that home to begin with. It's just literally that cut and dry. If they've been staying in a place, now they have to be legally evicted. So it seems like that's the situation with this location in Chicago. And these people were even bold enough to change the locks. So they had somebody come and professionally change the locks of another person's house. So now when these guys come to check on their property, because they probably have multiple rental properties, right? That's probably their thing. They came in there and these people have already changed the locks. And understand this. This is absolutely something predatory. Let me explain. I'm sure these people were just looking, just waiting to find a house that didn't have any activity, that was clearly vacant, and this is probably their MO. Even if they get kicked out of this place, if they're smart about it, they probably have a list of, okay, if we get kicked out of here, we'll just go over here. Then when they eventually find out if we get kicked out of there, we'll just go over there. And it'll just continue, right? Because to have literally done that and then executed on it the way that they did, change the locks, make it seem like they just been living there. See, had that neighbor who was actually a public official, if he probably wasn't already close with his neighbors, which he probably knew them already, fortunately, because in most cases today, a lot of people aren't that close with their neighbors. Had he not really known to be able to tell them, or maybe they just came to check on the property and that's how they found out. But regardless, I'm sure these people have been able to do this for a long stretch of time and typically go unnoticed. But let's get back to the story.
recorded this video of the alleged squatter. They say the family initially claimed they had bought the house, but when police arrived, they changed their story, claiming they rented the home and signed a lease. Police ultimately
They didn't
said
want
they
to lie
couldn't
to
remove the
police.
people inside and referred the homeowners to the eviction courts. That's the current process under Illinois law, and it can take months.
It's not easy to be, working hard for something, and these people just showing like nothing and break into your house. It's a lot of frustration.
My neighbor, she say, oh,
And look at it. You can tell they've done work on the house. So imagine if they got this house initially and this house was just bad, right? Like it was a shell of its former self. And then they put all this work in to get it renter ready. So now they're ready to actually get a renter. And then somebody notices that and they're like, okay, it's ready. We know the laws here. It takes months to evict you, and the police are only going to look at this as a civil matter. So they're not even going to try to criminally prosecute us for the initial wrongdoing that we did, which was we trespassed initially. But they look at it like, oh, they got the house nice and ready for us. Let's go right in before somebody else gets it. And now they live there, and they're talking about it's going to take months to evict them. So where they could be making money renting it out, and best believe once these people finally get evicted, they're going to have to do some more work on that house again. It's going to take some time, and there's possibility that somebody else can move right in. Especially now that this is on the news, it's got the number right there. Best believe somebody's watching this like, oh yeah, once they get them up out of there, I'm going to strike.
Oh, call to Samantha.
It's a story we've been uncovering for months now. Squatting in Illinois, a statewide fight. In May, Illinois lawmakers
See,
passed
this
the
is normal.
squatter bill, which would give police the power to remove squatters from someone's property the moment the rightful owner can prove it's theirs. The bill is currently sitting on Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's desk. The bill's co-author, State Representative LaShawn Ford, says it's imperative the governor sign this bill into law.
It's happening.
See, this has been going on for so long that they finally now created a bill because it's just become rampant now. It's just like, okay, what are we going to do about this? Because they know about this law and they know that they have to get evicted now. So now everybody's taking advantage of this. It's a free for all of just vacant homes. So now they passed the bill and they still haven't been able to completely get it all the way through the door so that they can actually start taking action. This is wild.
All over the state, and so shining a light today to show the governor again that his action is necessary immediately. I'm going to be calling the governor today, calling the office and asking him to immediately sign this.
Sign it. Just sign it, you know. It's all you got to do, right?
I reached out to the governor's office to find out if they plan on signing the squatter bill, if the governor does, into law. A spokesperson said he has not established a timetable for it yet. As for the people inside the home, I knocked on the door multiple times to see if they would come out, share their side of the story, and still no word from them. So unclear what's going on there, but apparently they claim that they signed a lease with someone, but the owners are saying you didn't sign a lease with us, so they want them out.
Well, we know you'll stay on top of it.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
See, that's all they got to say. Matter of fact, they really don't even have to come to the door. They don't even have to talk to the police, right? It's a civil matter. And they've got the bill, cool, but the governor's not signing it. And that's the case in a lot of these other states as well. And I'm gonna be honest, they're creating a lot of other bills of things that are nonsense to say the least. I feel like this is a pretty cut and dry bill and it makes sense. So why they are taking so much time to sign this, I'm not sure of the motive. I'm sure that the governor has homes that he doesn't want people to just squat in, but maybe he was smart enough because when you are buying real estate and you want to rent it out and things like that, these type of laws, these states with these type of laws, that's very important to know because it doesn't just have to come down to a squatter. It is no different if you just have a bad tenant. Maybe this is a tenant that you actually selected, and now they don't want to pay you your rent. So now they've been, you know, they've been declining on the rent. They haven't been paying it, and now you decide you're finally going to evict them, and it's the same thing. It's going to take months to get them out. So you got to be very selective where you buy a home, especially if you're not going to be living in that state where you can't monitor it effectively. And then you just got to make sure those laws are in your favor as the landlord. Otherwise, that investment that you thought was going to pay off is going to become a liability. It's going to become overhead. So, guys, fun story, interesting story. Hopefully, they're able to figure that out. But like the video, I need that. Also, subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. And Cash App is linked in the description if you want to buy your boy iced coffee. And also join the Patreon. There's tons of videos on there now, and I'm going to keep uploading frequently. But until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.